Mr. Kay first.
Thank you very much indeed for having me on the program.
Thank you. This is the conclusion of the two-day conference for Somalia, the New Deal. What do you think and how would you assess the progress of this meeting and how important was it for Somalia?
I think it's important that a year after the New Deal compact was agreed in Brussels, that all the partners for Somalia get together and see what's the progress been and what can we do better and more of next year in 2015. So it's an important moment that the international community comes together to commit to supporting Somalia in the coming years. 56 delegations, I think, from international organizations, member states are here to support Somalia.
And how would you rate the progress so far?
So far, I think the last year has been a period in which the institutions and processes have begun to be set in place. The multi-partner trust funds, which will allow the funding to be channeled to Somalia's priorities, are there. And now in 2015, it's important that we start to deliver some real projects and programs to benefit the Somali people.
And is 2016 vision still visible? Is it still possible, do you think?
I think it is, and I think it's important that we remain focused on making sure that by September 2016, Somalia has achieved what it wants to achieve, a new federal state with a new constitution, and then a change of parliament and a change of presidency, and according to an election process which we have yet to see what will be.
And are you still optimistic about one man, one vote can happen at 2016?
I think I'm optimistic. I'm paid to be optimistic. I'm a professional diplomat. Somalis have chosen to have a system of one person, one vote in 2016. That's Somali choice, and our job as the United Nations is to try and help Somalis to achieve the goal that they have set themselves. Time is short. Every day that we lose is a day we cannot afford to lose. And the current political stalemate in Mogadishu is causing a delay which is of concern. And we've heard international partners express that concern over the last day in Copenhagen.
And you just mentioned that stalemate. I was going to ask you about, did that have by any means any negative impact on the conference, the fact that the two top leaders are still squabbling?
I think it has given some of the international partners and community some concern because, as I say, the progress is paused and there is no time to lose. So that is a concern. And I think it's also a concern because we all recognize that this is a recurring problem in Somalia. This is now the 10th Prime Minister in 12 years. And that kind of political instability, lack of continuity, is a problem. It makes it very difficult to achieve the progress in state building and peace building that the country needs.
And what role does the UN and other international community have in resolving that issue you talked about a few times?
I mean, the UN has absolutely no side in this dispute. We don't take the side of the Prime Minister. We don't take the side of the President. Our interest is to help to encourage a very quick solution to the problem, because time is of the essence, and a solution to the problem which will be durable and which will allow for stability and delivery for the next 2 years.
And do you think any solution is visible? Is it forthcoming? Do you think it's going to happen anytime soon?
I'm always confident that in the end there will be, every problem has a solution. And the Somalis are very, I think, alert to the need to find a quick and durable solution. And I'm sure by themselves and with the support of their international friends and partners, there will be a solution forthcoming.
You've been in the office for a while now. What has been the biggest challenge for you in terms of getting into Somalian politics?
Goodness, it's a very complex place with very, very many complex interest groups, if you like. Understanding the dynamics between the clans, the sub-clans is very difficult. Understanding the regional dynamics is very difficult. But I have to say, it is a country in which I think doing politics is part of the blood of the nation, if you like. Somalis, if I understand correctly, love to talk. They're very good talkers. And politics is all about talking. Talking, negotiating, arguing, and then finding a solution. And that seems to be the Somali way of life. So it's something as a diplomat which I find very stimulating.
But is the clan division detrimental to the progress of Somalia? Is it really one of the biggest challenges facing the nation?
I hear from mostly all Somalis that I meet, and especially Somalis in the diaspora, a very strong desire to move beyond clan-based politics. That's expressed in numbers of occasions. And your provisional federal constitution, for example, does not mention clan. The word does not appear, not a single time. So I think there is a desire for the Somalis, by Somalis, to move beyond clan-based politics. And as I say, the role of the United Nations is to support the aspirations and dreams of the Somali people.
What's the next step for the UN in terms of trying to stabilize Somalia and reach the 2016?
I think 2015 is going to be very much the year of federalism, and the UN will be looking to establish its presence even more across the whole of the country. Now we have offices in Garowe, in Kismayo, in Baidoa, and we hope soon that we'll open in Beledweyne and maybe other places too. As these interim regional administrations become federal member states, then there's a big task to be done to help these administrations establish themselves and start to provide services and benefits for the people in their region. So the UN will be focusing a lot, I think, on the federal agenda in 2015.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kay.
Thank you very much indeed for your questions.
Thank you. Thanks, mate.